Just because someone is shy and reserved doesn't mean they lack confidence. By the way, some of the most insecure people are loud and outgoing, but they use that as a mask to hide their insecurities. Confidence, as described by the Oxford Dictionary, is the belief or feeling that one can rely or have faith in something. We've all felt insecure in our lives. However, if it's more than just the occasional feeling from time to time, but a permanent fixture in your life, then something needs to change. Lack of confidence is like having shackles on your feet. It prevents you from reaching your highest potential. Unlike what you've been told on the internet, having accomplishments doesn't mean you'll be confident. In fact, confidence built solely on accomplishment is very shaky, because once you take away those accomplishments, what do you have left? A hollow husk. That's why people at the height of their career end up feeling empty and lost if they lose those accomplishments. Celebrities, when they lose their fans, they're almost willing to unalive themselves because their confidence is built on accomplishments. And that's why I believe there are two kinds of confidence that you need to embody today. The first kind of confidence is the confidence of knowing and accepting your worth and loving yourself unconditionally. And the second kind of confidence is one that comes from that reliability. Remember the definition. You can trust yourself to do what you need to do. You have that excellence in you because you've practiced it. So you're reliable. Like a surgeon who has done a surgery hundreds of times, they're not shaking when they're doing it because it is common practice. It's in their body. However, a first time intern or resident doing that surgery is shaky because they don't know what's gonna happen. So the 7 habits of highly confident people are those things you can do on a daily basis that will improve your confidence. Rather than hoping for an overnight miracle, confidence is a doing verb. Do the thing and you shall have the power. The first habit of confident people is that failure means nothing to them except a lesson. The mark of an insecure person is refusal to even take a chance because they fear failure. They don't even try because they fear failure. I was the same. I had a pathological fear of public speaking. I did not want to be in front of a group of people staring at me and watching me blunder. So I avoided it. And the more I avoided it, the less that I was able to perform, and I missed so many opportunities just because I couldn't bring myself to do the thing because I was afraid of failure. Being a perfectionist means that you would rather not do the thing than face failure. That is a mark of an insecure person. Confident people would rather do the thing and fail. Failure to them is natural, like breathing, like going to the toilet. It's not something to be afraid of. It's not something to be shocked. If it doesn't work out, you try another way. They don't take failure personally. So starting today, start to think of failure as something natural, the way you breathe in and out, the way you go for a walk. It's a natural part of life. It's a natural part of achieving goals. Any successful person has failed multiple times. In fact, the amount of success a person has is almost equivalent to the amount of failures they had. If you want to succeed, double, triple your rate of failure. So starting today, do it even if you're afraid. Do it even if you're afraid you'll fail, because who cares? At the end of the day, it's you. And that pain of regret will haunt you. I have felt it. Opportunities I lost because I was afraid to fail, not realizing that failure is part of the process. It's absolutely natural. No first plan reaches the final destination. The plan always has to change. So Just keep trying, and if you fail, it's natural. Who cares? Next. The next habit of confident people is that they know how to use small wins. Chunk down that big goal into daily practices that will give you that boost. You feel more reliable because you know that the more you take steps, the higher the chance you have of attaining the goal. And the more you have those small wins, the more confidence you have towards the next step. It gives you that push. You know that you woke up today and you made your bed. You feel that sense of accomplishment right as you start your morning. You took your glass of water. You feel that sense of accomplishment. You read 10 pages of a personal development book. You feel more confident. That accumulation of small wins will give you that boost of confidence and reliability. Like that surgeon who has done the surgery multiple times. Confident people are confident because they can rely on themselves. They can validate themselves. If they face a challenge, they know, I have done this before, I can do it again. I've built myself up from scratch and I can do it again. I have achieved this goal and I can do it again. Whether it all comes crumbling down, I can start from the beginning, step by step by step. That's when you won't have that catastrophizing mindset of insecure people where if I fail right now, everything is over. It's never over because it wasn't one thing that led you to that success. You know, it was multiple steps. The next thing about confident people is that they don't use the word should when talking about their goals. I should lose weight. I should start exercising. I should study more. I should start a business. I should. Confident people are decisive. It's a habit of theirs. They make the decision. It is, I should lose weight. It's not I should lose weight. It's I'm losing weight or I'm not. It's I want to study more. It's either I'm studying or I'm not. That whole trying is a way that keeps you procrastinating forever. It keeps you in a loop. It keeps you thinking you're doing something, that you have good intentions, but actually this illusion of action is keeping you where you are. You're actually stuck and you don't notice. When you tell yourself and make your promises to yourself that you don't keep, that lowers your confidence. It lowers your sense of self-efficacy because you can't trust yourself anymore. Think of that friend who always tells you, hey, we should meet up, and then the day of the meetup, they can't make it. You're disappointed the first time. But after the fifth time, you stop relying on their word. They're like, hey, let's meet up, and you're like, sure. But you know they'll never show up. You don't trust them anymore. The same way with you, the more you break the promises to yourself, the more you don't trust yourself. I started to become more confident when I started to keep even the small promises or don't make any promises. When I wasn't ready to pursue a goal, I didn't pursue it. I didn't say that I'm going to do it because I know I wouldn't. I didn't have that capacity at the time to go after that goal, so I didn't do it. Things started to change for me when I started keeping my promises. So if I said that I was going to read a book, I didn't say I'm going to read for 1 hour every day. No, because I knew I couldn't do it. I said I would do 20 minutes and I made sure to put a timer. And even if I felt like reading more, I didn't because I knew that today if I read more, tomorrow I feel like reading less. So I started to keep those promises to myself and my life changed and I felt more confident. And here's the thing, guys. You're gonna have to practice confidence. Confidence is a doing word. So remember I said that I was a bit more shy and I didn't like public speaking. When I decided that I needed to be more confident, every single time there was an opportunity to speak in public, that was my cue to do the confidence thing. So my hand was up before the question was asked. My hand was up before the question was completed. Even if I had nothing to say, I would take that mic and say something. When I would go to church, and they ask a question in the teens, not in the teens church, but in the young adults church, sometimes they would ask questions and go around with the mic and nobody wants to speak. That's me, my hands up. I don't know the answer, I'm shaking, but I'd answer. If there's somewhere I needed to speak, there's the mic, I would introduce myself and speak. It was hard until it was easy. At the beginning, it's hard. like everything is, like a baby trying to walk, trying to crawl, but eventually it's so natural to you. Feel afraid. I felt so afraid. I kid you not, ever since I was a child, I was so afraid of God knows what, but I still did the thing. Actually, there's a third type of confidence I'll talk about in another video, and that type of confidence is the confidence you inspire in other people. You are stable. It's like when a child looks up to the parent and the parent is stable. Even if the situation isn't normal, the child will match the energy of the parent. So if the parent freaks out, the child also freaks out. So that's confidence you inspire in other people, despite feeling the fear. The next thing is confident people use positive self-talk. That story you're looping in your mind about who you are is affecting you. So the easiest way I found to do this is simply to do affirmations. I do affirmations like a crazy person. I would be at the mirror. I am beautiful. I love myself. Every time I caught my reflection, because like everybody, I feel insecure sometimes. So I just used to let it fly whenever a weird thought like, oh, you look bad today, came to me. I wouldn't do anything about it. I just move on. But I made it my goal whenever I catch my reflection to say good things about myself, because who else will if I don't? So I say good things about myself. Say affirmations in the morning. I have my daily affirmation for the day. In fact, I recommend my affirmation manifestation journal. Every single day there's an affirmation for you to say over and over again until it sinks into your system, because these insecure thoughts have been running the show. So this little baby affirmations that you're saying, you can't just say them casually like, oh, I'm so confident, and then the next moment your brain bombards you with all these insecure thoughts you've had for years and years. So you have to nurture this new way of thinking over and over again, and also do your shadow work like I talked about in the previous video. Use the same affirmations to do shadow work so you can dig deep and find the root problem. It's very affordable. The reason I put a small cost on the affirmation manifestation journal rather than give it for free is that there's an energy exchange that happens between you and the person who you pay money to, right? When I've gotten things for free, I've not taken it seriously. I won't lie. Sometimes when I get things for free, I don't take it seriously. It's like somebody handing me a flyer, or I've won this free thing and I don't take it seriously. But when I exchange that energy, I take it seriously. Every time I've invested into myself, the thing came back. So it's pretty affordable. I want everybody to be able to do inner work, but just that exchange of energy, it's life-changing. Tell me if you've ever experienced this, where you like put money into something and more came back to you. And then the next one is they've released stuck emotions. Emotions can get stuck in the body. I know this because I experienced it every single day when I first started practicing law. The same feeling I would get in the pit of my stomach right before I address a court, or if somebody interrupts me, because there's this side of me that's a perfectionist, right? I've even labeled her. I call her nosy. Nosy. That side of me, those thoughts, because they're not me, it's just a system of thinking that I developed over time. They are always ready to criticize, always ready to catastrophize. They want to do things perfectly, and if it's not perfect, you suck. You're not worthy of this position. It says all the craziest things. So because of that, those thoughts that I had had for a long time, they became a feeling that was stuck in my body. So whenever I would go before a judge, I would freak out. I'd be shaking and everything. So the way I learned to release the emotions was to focus on that feeling in the pit of my stomach. Even as it happens, I notice it's coming. I notice it first during it. Then I started noticing it right before it would happen. Like right before the court starts, I would notice the emotions. And then slowly, through that awareness, I would sit with that emotion and then release it. And over time, by giving that emotion the space to be, I released it. Because emotions are energy in motion, and they get stuck because you don't allow yourself to feel. You don't allow that movement. You've suppressed them. You've repressed them. You've denied them. So they've become part of your shadow, and they only find a way to be released when you erupt. But when you do the somatic therapy and feel those emotions and notice how your body is like scrunched up or feeling tight somewhere, over time, the emotions will be released. And the next thing is to surround yourself with positive influences. You are the sum of the 5 people you hang out the most with. If people are being negative, it's so easy to follow them. It's not about being the most enlightened person. I promise you, if I'm around gossipers, even if I'm trying my best not to, a part of me will want to join them. Sometimes I even do join them, I'm sorry. I don't like gossiping about people, but it drags you to the level of the people around you, or you're trying to do something and like the crab effect, the people will pull you down because this is foreign to them and people like what's normal and what's comfortable. So some people, we can't even stay in the same room because we're not of the same energy. We don't have anything to talk about. They want to talk about low vibe things. They're complaining, and that's just not what I do. And I've had this before. Somebody told me, you're so delusional, you're out of touch, you need to be realistic. And I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Leave me in my delusion. It's worked for me. Staying positive has worked for me. I'm happier. So let's leave it at that. So surround yourself with people who are positive, things that are positive, communities that are positive. Even when I didn't have that many friends, the internet, I would watch YouTubers who are positive. That's what I would surround myself with. I'd read positive books. And sometimes it's okay to feel down. Like I said, do shadow work. See that person and then accept all of you and move on. Confident people hang out with people who empower them rather than people who bring them down. Then confident people also continually improve yourself. The thing about having a growth mindset is even if it all comes crashing down, you know, I can always get up. If this is taken away from me, there's always another option. I can always learn new skills. When I was at my lowest, when I was at my worst, it was at that point when I thought that, you know, you can't improve. This is all that I have to work with. This is all I've got. That's one way to get super depressed quickly because you believe there's no way out. But once you learn that you can always learn new skills, it's possible for you. Anything is possible for you. You're not a tree. There's always a way out. You can learn new skills. You can grow as a person. You can always improve. That gives you some hope. Okay, if you lose your job today, because some people are so scared of losing your job, you can learn other skills. You can improve your skills, get another one. You can start a business. You can learn about business. And honestly, part of the joy in life is just learning and growing and adding more to this beautiful world that we're in. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot. Yeah, the last one is your body language. Okay. Naturally, when you do inner work, you'll start to notice your body language changes, because honestly, if you believe that you're worthy, you're enough, you're deserving, you've been saying your affirmations over and over again and you're starting to believe it, then you'll carry yourself out. So you'll start punching in. You've been doing somatic therapy and you've been doing releasing of those emotions, so you know when you're scrunching up, you've stopped doing that because the emotions have been released. And then to add to that, you can practice, you know, keeping your posture good until it becomes natural. You can practice walking straighter with your chest out, with your head up, and until it becomes natural. And this is important because we're in a world that is full of all manner of people, and those people who are not so nice, the predators, they can tell when you don't have confidence. They know how to target people who don't have confidence. It's almost instinct. It's crazy. The studies that have been discovered about these predators and these crazy criminals, when they are trying to find a victim, they notice how you walk, if you're dragging your feet, if you're hunched down and everything. Those things are noticeable because 90% of communication is nonverbal. You may think you're acting confident, but your body posture is giving you away. So practice good body posture, practice your confidence, and surround yourself with that shield of self-worth so nobody can come up to you and play with you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment I am ready to embrace my most confident self with a heart. See you in the next one. Bye.